But what are you going to do, man? We didn't have much time to test it.
Not really.
Got the link on that guy. That's true. Yeah. That is very true.
Wait, why was it me? It wasn't me last game, was it?
Know. It was all of us. I definitely did it at least once. Or
there was there was some spoilage happening. Sorry, everybody. Radiant team ban. We really just like talking about the draft, Andy.
It's hard to resist the urge to not look to look like a god, you know. I think Bat Rider.
No such luck this time. Oh, he's back. The Darkseer, the Purple Man.
Ishkafel.
This guy has seen a lot of play recently. Whenever Brax and I watch him, we think he's pretty good, and we're surprised he's not banned more often. And this time he's first overall pick for Fnatic again.
Bristleback!
Fnatic's turn to pick.
I think so, yeah.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Yeah.
I mean, they played in the regional qualifiers for this tournament to make it here, and they did very well, obviously.
I look at that lineup and go, what's the weak point? Like, every single one of those players in that position have credentials and, you know, deserve to be there. I totally agree. I'm ready to see this squad dominate at TI.
I think the biggest question for a lot of people is going to be Ajit. Not many people outside of the SEA region are familiar with Warriors Gaming Unity and what he did for them as a player overall. I think he's an exceptionally strong player. I'm excited to see what he can do for Fnatic. And overall, this team is, of course, they just, like you mentioned, they have the credentials. They've been to TIs. I mean, DJ at Manila was insane in what he accomplished. You know, so Fnatic are...
DJ, also known as Chrissy. For the layman's.
Yes.
And he did go by Chrissy for a little while.
For a bit, and he switched to DJ. Back, I'm not sure.
Just to make sure we're all on the same page.
Yeah, we got it under control now. But
so 747. Let's see what Susie has for us today. Clockwork Bristleback. Interesting to see Bristle here, even without the Wisp. The Danish Bear is gonna bring it in.
So he is standing in for Baby Knight, but is Baby Knight like is it? What's the sort of situation with him and Danish Bears? Is he still on?
I think it's a straight up roster swap. I thought.
Is it? Okay, I wanted to make sure. Okay, Baby Knight was a good player and he plays a lot of lane dominating mids, but I can see the appeal of somebody like 747 for them.
Baby Knight is off.
Okay, that's fair. Well, that's a silencer, third overall pick for Danish Bears. Is there any... We've seen a couple of mid silencers in the NA region. Andy, is there any chance this is run mid for Danish Bears here?
10 seconds remaining.
Right.
5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
Yeah.
Witch Doctor.
Radiant team pick. Ten seconds remaining.
I would be surprised. It doesn't seem like a 747 hero, but again, you said he has that wide hero pool. But
I feel like very confident to pick a Witch Doctor into a silencer. Speaking of that, you know what? We don't really... If you're going to global to interrupt this ult, more power to you. But they want a real strong lane dominator, somebody that has a stun. The curse, what the hell is it called?
Maledict.
The Maledict. That's it.
10
quite
seconds remaining.
Whew.
Yep.
5 seconds remaining.
Yep.
Reserve time.
Yeah, we'll see if Fnatic can handle it. I'm into it. I am into it. Let me tell you.
I mean, they already have their off lane covered, but a little Timber Saw action.
Yeah.
Soul Warlord.
Radiant team
They have,
ban.
it's so hard to tell with these heroes that they have, right? Like Bristleback, Clockwork Silencer.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
Yeah, we'll wait and see. Last two bans coming out. We're gonna see what does Fnatic do now. They have the off lane, they have their safe lane. So a mid for Fnatic is their last pickup. For Danish Bears, who knows what they're gonna grab? There's a smorgasbord of options.
But great to have Silver Edge carrier now in the Troll Warlord. And really a key counter to the Bristleback. Something the Troll kind of wants anyway. Danish Bears, I guess looking at their safe lane carry, sort of a weird setup here. They have a lot of flexibility. It could be mid Bristle with the off lane clock. Could be a safe lane silencer. Could be a mid silencer. I mean, how do you think they're going to shape up these lanes, Andy?
Fnatic's turn to ban.
Yeah.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Fnatic's turn to pick. Ten seconds remaining.
Yeah.
True.
5 seconds remaining.
I like the Razor ban here. I know I was kind of poo-pooing on Razor earlier, but that's a really high-tempo hero, could drain the Troll, just that extra damage for when this lineup really wants to strike. And someone that could help Siege as well, right? He comes online early, could always pick up the Aghanims, and he can turn into a hero that helps solve that problem. So I like it.
Yeah. I'm into it too. There's other lane dominators. Oh,
Team pick.
My God.
Did not see that one coming.
Back from the dead. Bloodseeker with the base damage buff of 4. Let's go.
Yeah, it's true. Big buff in this recent patch.
Let's see. Tell me about the Bloodseeker, Andy, and where this is headed.
Okay, so, I mean, the thing about Bloodseeker that you got to remember is that you kind of want to win your lanes. I mean, that's the most important thing, right? So you have, like, DS, you can harass a lot against, like, these mass melee heroes with Ion Shell if he gets a good lane matchup. Witch Doctor has good sustain with the Voodoo Restoration. You can harass pretty well. I don't actually think that Danish Bears have a good, like, support answer to Witch Doctor right now in the laning phase. So if they can, like, bully a bit and get the lanes going well, like, depending on where this Bloodseeker goes, like, we don't know if this is safe lane or mid. Like, it could be mid-troll, right? We're not sure yet.
Yeah.
But either way, it shouldn't be too bad. I'm actually more inclined to think that it's safe lane Bloodseeker, because if it ends up being clock off lane, you have like the infinite sustain of Blood Rage, costs no mana. So even if you get cog burned like a jillion times, it just does nothing to you.
I think it might be mid Bloodseeker.
Sniper.
Well, maybe not anymore.
Man.
Not anymore. But
there's the tower hitter.
Yeah. Andy, what's the mechanic with Bloodseeker's ultimate against Bristleback? With like his back turn?
See, the thing is, I'm not exactly sure on the mechanics of it, because the way I used to think is, if you rupture and the Bloodseeker is standing on the other side and you're just running away, that it should work, right? Like if you think of it like that way, it should mitigate the damage. But I've played against so few Bloodseekers that I'm actually unsure if that's how it works or not.
Yeah. This hero is not only not picked in pro games, it's pretty rarely picked in pubs unless you're like in a certain.
Is that a QO Bloodseeker?
It is, yes. So I would imagine it's been Ajit playing the safe lane troll. I would imagine is what's going to be.
How does Bloodseeker match up against Sniper?
We're going to find out.
I'm not sure that I'd.
Not well.
I don't know. With his base damage, though, maybe he can farm through it against this.
He gets 6, he can rupture the Sniper, and maybe have some heroes rotate and gank. I don't know.
Well, see, this is the thing, right? Like, you have a Sniper mid and an SB. Which means that if the Spear Breaker charges QO at any point and he's like sitting at half HP because he's eating the shrapnel, he's just dead. Like you're just gonna die. So I think it's a little bit rough actually for QO. Like he's gonna start with the PMS most likely. He'll get his pool or whatever. And yeah, if he's on point with his last hitting, he should be okay. But if he gets behind at all and you start to like hover around that 60%, 50% health mark, one charge and you're just dead.
Doesn't seem fun.
Right. That's the other thing. The Spirit Breaker aspect
can
definitely break him up.
Look at this.
Wow.
I think they might be higher than Newbie, except for they had 1700 QO as 1500. That are some battle pass levels right there, man. Let me tell
Fnatic
you.
are not messing around.
Not at
My word.
Wow.
My oh.
Do you have a battle pass, Andy? And if so, what level?
I think mine's like 190.
All right, so you're up there. You're considerably up there.
That's admirable.
Yeah, there's some people out there that a little bit lower. I'm like 90 myself, so I gotta get.
I'm 197 right now.
Damn. All right, almost to 200. Are you trying to get that IO set, that IO Arcana, or no?
I hate that hero. I don't even care about it.
Yeah, that's my thought process. I am not an IO player, let me tell you. So we will.
Because I've had so many people be in my games and just. Oh, actually, I might have to hold that thought.
Yeah, he might be. The Iron Shell coming through. They throw up the Arcane Curse. A couple auto attacks should do the job along with said Iron Shell. He does have Tangos healing him back up, but he will drop one more auto attack, and Febby gets it done. First blood going his way. The Impale to come through as well. Here comes the charge of the Spirit Breaker, and Febby will get turned on at least. So it'll be a 1-for-1 trade. Ace turning it around, using a lot of mana to do so, but again, it is first blood for Fnatic.
Yeah, and he also spent all his money before he died, so we got the Windlace and the stick as well. Didn't lose any gold. Very nicely done.
Yeah, good start. All right. Well, how are these lanes shaping up? Is it going to be the Bloodseeker mid? It sure looks like it for QO.
Yeah,
Ajit is already top, so... All right, man. Maybe he'll get some help in the beginning of the game.
I gotta say, I'm not quite understanding the Bloodseeker. Not to say that there isn't a reason, but I'm not seeing what it is.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, hopefully they'll show us why they picked it here as we progress into the game. Maybe he'll get some help from Febby in the early stages. Febby just helping block right now. And the matchup is going to be quite interesting. 7-4-7. Wraith Band, Fairy Fire, 2 Tangos, GG Branch, along with Headshot to start out for him. I'll probably get Shrapnel and start spamming it on QO, and good luck there. This is where we'll be probably watching a lot of the match. I guess the harass is not great when he just Blood Rage heals back up to full, essentially, which is always fun.
Yeah, that's why I was saying, like, it's really dependent on how QO is with his CS. If he's hitting them all, and, he gets the 2 points in the Blood Rage, that's 100% uptime, and it means that you get a 25 or 30% damage increase on top of what he already has.
Right.
And Sniper starts with very, very low base damage. So with the Poor Man's Shield, you're mitigating like almost half of what he does. He's
still getting heaped a little bit here by 7-4-7. It's not like he's not taking damage, but the thing is, can he heal it back up? And like you said, 100% uptime on Blood Rage. He now has Thirst as well. We'll see how this turns around. And all of a sudden, Q is starting to get aggressive. I want to keep an eye on this lane, but also there are other lanes to look at, though. That's the problem.
Yeah, bottom lane is pretty much a tri lane, I guess, at the moment. Like, Noya's kind of hanging around. I mean, it is allowing Ace to farm, but is his presence really needed here? I guess is the question.
Right. That's the thing.
Oh, he misses the stun. Is he dead?
Yeah. Yeah, I think he might fall here. One more auto attack. Sticks up. No, it's the Iron Shell turnaround now. Here's Ace coming in. The Arcane Curse will take him down. Nicely done. Spirit Breaker will survive. And yeah, that Impale miss. A little rough coming out from Febby there.
Top lane as well. Hasajo looks like he's going to be going down.
Ooh,
and
solo kill. QO got it done. I wasn't expecting it.
What's happening,
my God.
Dude?
What happened?
Oh my God, I know why he died. It's because the heroes on bottom were so low.
Oh, the Thirst. He's got level 2 Thirst now, too.
Him.
Oh my God. I cannot wait to see this.
You remember when I said that it's all about like how much damage that you can actually deal to the other lanes? That kind of makes it worth it when you're in that kind of a lane. So if no one else is going to be helping mid and you have these boots and you have points into Thirst and 747 doesn't have boots, he will just run you down. Like that is how much damage he can do in the early game.
Meanwhile, Febby, DD Rune has the Impale as well. We'll see if QO can't find some auto attacks here. Blood Rage up onto 747. Here comes the Silence as well. Double damage hits doing a lot of work. One more auto attack will do the job. Febby rotating in. Sure, he had a DD, but QO started hitting pretty hard there at the end of it. My God.
So much DPS. This sniper has 6 creep kills, Mott.
That's not good.
It ain't great.
I might not know my mid lane, but that's not great. No, not at all.
This is why I was expecting like Noya to be charging mid. Like I didn't think that he would be helping the safe lane so much because it's a bristleback. Like bristleback is pretty alright in this lane, even if it is a a Nyx and a Darkseer.
Yeah,
he doesn't he's not gonna die.
It's gonna be annoying for sure for Ace, but you're right. And I think now he's gonna start charging mid. You can already see him setting up, and not only that, but Ryze is rotating over as well. They're like, let's deal with this QO Bloodseeker right now. Here comes the charge. The Shrapnel will come up as well. QO is pretty speedy. He has the Blood Rage on him, and they cannot get this kill. The Arcane Curse. He is fine. Not only does he have a Tango, but he can Blood Rage and heal back up by hitting a creep or two as it comes underneath the tower. He's so fast. My God.
Yeah, they might as well not even have ganked him at this point. But this needs to happen
already.
Yeah, it needs to happen a lot sooner, because if he gets to this stage, you're not going to have the damage to kill him with your supports. You need to harass him in like the first couple of waves, and then just like chain charge him off cooldown to make sure your sniper doesn't, well, pretty much get ran at, which is what's happened twice already. But yeah, it's a little bit of a rough start for Danish players, but recoverable.
Debbie trying to get that 4-minute rune, and he gets charged at the last second. Last word, Arcane Curse, the Shrapnel, Febby will fall. Trying to be a bit aggressive, taking that bounty rune, and pays for it with his life. Yeah, the sniper had to rotate over, but getting that kill is pretty huge for him. Look at QO's move speed when he phases. It's nuts. My God.
Yeah, they've been keeping Hestajo quite low. Like, they killed him. Wait, did they kill him? I could have sworn that. Yeah, they did kill him once, okay.
Yeah, they killed him top when the mid-kill happened.
Yeah, and then he's really low again. So, like, the way that the Witch Doctor is building, he's got the Maledict, so they're playing into the synergy of giving QO as much thirst movement speed as possible. Like, a lot of the time, you see one value point into Voodoo Restoration. But as long as they can keep, one hero on the map below half, QO's gonna crush them.
Oh, here's the Rupture. It's level 6. He's going for the TP. That damage is nuts. He's lucky to make it out alive. Noya coming through with a charge, and he might need to be careful. The damage from QO is still high. And that's the sketchy thing. Even if you feel like he can start getting farm at a certain point, he just ruptures you, and then you have to TP home.
Yeah, it's very, very annoying. Like, this is a level 4 sniper. QO's halfway to level 7.
Ryze, Iron Shell, they get the kill. Febby, now Ohio going for a TP. He should make it out. Ace doesn't have the damage, not yet anyways. And Febby will walk home. So aggressive play from Fnatic. They'll get another kill on the board. And they're doing pretty well here, Andy. 5.5 minutes, 2,000 net worth lead.
Yeah, my biggest reservation about having a Bloodseeker is that even if he's doing really well on lane, there's like a Clockwork, a Spirit Breaker during the mid game, and like eventually 747's gonna, we would assume recover and farm, right? Oh no. So at that point, I guess you're relying more on the troll to do a lot of the heavy lifting during the mid late game. But he's done his job, he's won his lane very hard. 13 CS to 34. QO has more denies than Susie has creeps. Like, that's not great.
That is definitely not good. And we'll see if he can find... Oh, he has a haste rune. I feel like he wants to use this, but will he? Is he going to try to rupture mid? 747 might know this rune is up. The rupture is coming. He goes for the immediate TP. QO backs up. He's like, I can't do enough there. The charge gets canceled by Noya, and that's that. So, again, forcing him out of lane once more. Back to base even. 747 has TP'd twice and died once. Now the cast coming through. There's going to be the Maledict as well. Heads to Joe getting low. Cogs, but it doesn't push Ajit back. He comes in, gets the kill as he throws up the whirling axes. Nice kill top lane between those two heroes.
This is a very, very messy laning phase so far for Danish Bears. Like, it's a 3k gold lead at like 7 minutes. There's no tower that's been taken either. Okay, Noya going for the YOLO charge here.
Thought about it. And he's back now. What do you think about the Midas pickup for the Bloodseeker, though? I think he's got a good enough start he can get away with this.
Yeah, for sure. You don't have to go into, like, straight fighting items if you don't want to with this kind of a lead. I mean, heck, he's only, like, what, 800 and something away? It's not really that... It's not going to take him long. Maybe, like, 2 minutes, and he'll probably have it.
He was just at, like, 400 gold, like, a second ago when I looked at him, and he's already up to, like, 1,000.
Yeah. I mean, look at what, Susie's doing. He has to farm the jungle. He can't even show in lane. Every time he shows in lane, if his TP is not on off cooldown, he's just dead. And his TP is still on cooldown from when he got ruptured the last time, and unfortunately for him...
It just came back up.
Yeah,
I feel like it's so rough for him. He might just have to do this for the next little while.
His TP will always be on cooldown if Rupture is up, because it's a 20-second longer cooldown on TP than Rupture.
Yep.
So it's like, show in lane, have to TP to base.
It's a bit sketchy for sure, but we shall see if 747 can get the comeback going. Again, he can maybe switch to another lane like top or bottom to farm. He doesn't necessarily need to farm mid. Top lane, let's go. Naldic, cast, Whirling Axes to come through. He doesn't even get the rune. Can he survive and get a solo kill on DJ? He's pretty low. Whirling Axes don't hit up, and he will get this kill, but QO coming in, about to get the last hit, and will pick it up. So yes, they will lose DJ on the Witch Doctor, but QO comes right back and gets the kill. Meanwhile, Febby, Invis up, not Vendetta yet. He's only level 4. Looking at 747, he has Iron Shell that's going to work. 747 has no idea. The Impale comes out and should be enough to get this kill. The Shrapnel Slow isn't there. He gets dropped, and the TP, it will not complete. Febby, if he had gotten out there, it would have been amazing. But the charge was there. But again, Susie getting killed one more time. My God, they're all over the place.
I can't believe he didn't notice that. He
Right.
was actually standing there for like 4 seconds, and he just didn't notice. That is
Noya is manning up. He took a lot of damage to QO. Hook shot, but it's on to Noya, and QO is just going to phase out. Oh, man. Although, battery's still going. He's going to try to fight this. QO might be in trouble. The cock push! He gets the kill! I thought he was fine, but the shrapnel was there. Oh, man. That's huge.
Yeah, there were no TPs apparently.
I guess
yeah,
not.
because Febby TP'd and he was he died obviously during his TP, and DJ didn't have one, so yeah, no help. I think Ohio is really low on mana too.
Yeah, so that's a big kill for Danish Bears, but Ajit still farming away top lane, puts a lot of pressure on this tier 1 tower. And unlike last game, no tree and protector, so that tier 1 will eventually go down, but I love this play. The smoke play coming out from Fnatic. They will have the TP from QO as well. He'll move through the river. He is not spotted out by that Observer Ward on the Radiant side, and they are looking for Ace, and this is a big kill if they can find it. Meanwhile, it looks like DJ trying to ward up on the high ground here, and will be successful. They'll see 747. Will they go after him instead? Do they even need QO? He's nearby. The cast will come through. There's the shrapnel. Battle trance. See you later. Noya coming in. DJ's like, please help me, but should be fine anyway. Now it's not there, but there's the hook shot onto 2. Can he get the Cox? He doesn't have the mana for it, but they get the kill regardless. The bashes came through. Ajit will phase away. Can they chase him down? Noya, another charge ready, but they're not going to go for this. In the meantime, Q, I think, was just looking for Ace bottom, but couldn't find it or something. He used Rupture there, clearly.
Yeah, he made him pop the hood and everything, so I guess... I mean, even still, this sniper has died so many times. Like, sure, you can recover in a Dota game. It can happen, for sure. But they need to get a lot of space. And, you know, Hesta Joe's had a couple of nice hooks. You know, he gets the kill on QO, so he's the one you're looking at right now to try to, like, create that space for you. But, man, they definitely have the work cut out for them. Because normally when you look at a team like Danish Bears and you have the Spear Breaker and this clock, you're the one pushing the tempo. But it's Fnatic just 24/7 on their side of the map, just forcing these engagements.
The scan is successful as Vendetta is up, so Radiant knows somebody's over here. Hesta Joe's going to walk up. Maybe kind of baiting something as the rest of the heroes are walking in. It's Noya smoked up along with Ryze. Smoke will be broken, but there's the dust, and he is going to get nether struck. But there's the Spike Carapace. He still should fall. Good double impale, but a couple of auto attacks from Ryze along with the Arcane Curse. Stick is there. One more auto attack. He will just take down to the urn or the Arcane Curse. And it's the Arcane Curse that comes first, so.
It was still a really nice play, though. I mean, he basically tanks the gank, breaks the smoke, forces them to commit a dust. They still lose the power. And, you know, it's a support mix.
QO might be in trouble here. Hesta Joe walking up. He does have hook shot. No more bashes, but they get the hook shot off, and QO is a little too far up, and that is a big kill. And again, the sniper involved is just trying to catch up. Let's see if that's the case. Rolling Axe's bottom. Ace getting chased down. Iron Shell. Ajit going to work. No bashes. Now getting charged as Ajit. They didn't have the lockdown they wanted. They thought about completing the charge. Vacuum back, but no further follow-up coming in from Fnatic. This good will go, but Ajit will be able to surge, get surged away, and they're going to head over to the shrine. It looks like use it, and perhaps get back going here as QO respawns in 10 seconds.
He's actually going Midas Radiance.
On the Bloodseeker? Wow. Okay.
I don't know. Like I said, I have very little experience with Bloodseekers lately because I just see the hero pick so little. So I usually think that like a lot of the Bloodseeker players are buying like Aghanims and stuff like that. You know, makes you tanky. You get the 2 ruptures. But the Radiance is different.
Vendetta, Impale, along with the Iron Shell, cast come through. I think Hesta Joe probably dead. As they'll get the kill for Ajit. Now Rise coming in, throwing up the Arcane Curse. He does have Global Silence, something to keep in mind. So if they dive here, it could be kind of bad for Fnatic. They run into the range creep, which gets Midas immediately. They know QO is bottom now. Ace is the front liner. The Rupture will come through. Ohio coming in. Going to cut the creep wave and head further in. Debbie's going to try to get behind the creep wave. Here's the Death Ward to come through. Global Silence comes out immediately. Can they bring Ace down? I don't think they have the damage. And now QO getting chased down by Noya. The Whirling Axes will go. Here's the Shrapnel. Time to get peeped. Febby's going to get the Assassinate on him. He'll get dropped down. The cast bounces through, making it so they don't lose too much more. If anything, Ajit and QO, they need to back away. In fact, QO getting charged. He's in trouble. He needs to get a Blood Rage last hit right now before he gets charged up. And it looks like he might be okay. Does he have Nether Strike? He doesn't have the mana for it. So even if this completes, I don't know. He needs a bash. The urn is up. He drops a Fairy Fire as well. The sounds will come out. The flare is there, but it's not enough to bring him down. It looks like QO should survive. The hook shot! Hesta Joe, what a player! What a hook shot! He was heading to the shrine. Hesta Joe predicted it. Beautifully done. Brings QO down again. Now Vendetta. Spike Carapace coming in. Ace going to get caught. There's the Impale. They've got the Maledict, the Whirling Axes. Can they bring him down? They sure can. Arcane Curse comes too late. Ohio taking a lot of damage, though, from that sniper. Might get dropped. He's got Search. Can't get it off in time. It'll be a 1-for-1. Of course, elsewhere, they lost the Bloodseeker, and then Noya thought about charging and completing it, decided against it. That was insane from Hesta Joe, though.
That was a blind hook too, because he flared like by the tier 1, thinking that it might have been enough damage to kill with the urn, but yeah. So they get a tower deny on bottom. Fnatic getting something out of this. This is one of the few games where I've actually seen a troll go for a Dragon Lance, but I'm assuming he's just gonna go straight into Pike because of clock. That's the at least that's what makes most sense to me.
Yeah.
But normally you don't see this item progression. It does make you a little bit tankier for the cost, because normally you just see like the Yasha, and then at that point you get the SMI afterwards, and then BKB or Shadowblade or Blink or whatever. But yeah, it's interesting.
QO rupturing Noya. Looks like he will survive. I don't think they're gonna want to dive too far here, as Febby is coming in. Noya has charging too, but Febby doesn't want to stand there. It looks like more Quill Sprays. Spike Carapace doesn't do anything there, sadly. They can try to maybe go on Ace. There's a couple heroes coming in from Fnatic. They are smoked up. Here comes Noya. He's going to break the smoke. The charge is there. They need a vacuum, and they will find it. But it's on the high ground. Febby's still coming in. They drop the ward down. The cask will come through. Vendetta, Impale. Noya will tank the gank. So it could be worse for Danish Bears.
It looks like Fnatic are in pretty good position to fight this. Bristleback's a bit isolated at the moment.
Yeah, he's alone right now. They do have Hesta Joe. Hookshot is not up for another 49 seconds. Fnatic will go ahead and get out, though. They don't want to try to fight this. Not yet, anyway. DJ is probably dead. No TP. His team's not helping him. He is the martyr for the cause. Assassinate. Do they want to give it to the 747 sniper? And they sure will. And the road to come back for 747 is beginning.
Yeah, that's one scary thing for Fnatic, is they don't have the best heroes to get on the sniper during the mid to late game. So, oh, actually, I see another charge. Jeez, there is just non-stop battling.
Spike Carapace, Nether Strike, they dust up. There's going to be the Silence coming in along with the Impale. Whirling Axes, can they get this kill? Shrapnel kind of zoning them out. Battle Trance even used, but they won't find anything in terms of the kill.
Both teams just doing pretty much everything they can to try to glean some sort of advantage during this mid-early game. I mean, the more space that's created for the sniper, for the side of Danish Bears, the better. He's going to hold items very, very well against this team because, as I said, there's not really a whole lot of gap close. I mean, potentially like a Blink Troll after he gets some more items, but it's really hard to not have a BKB against Danish Bears when there's a Clockwork. Like, that's the biggest problem, I think, right now, is that hero, in conjunction with the Spirit Breaker, they're just so good at forcing fights in comparison to Fnatic, who really have to rely on the Vendetta or Eruption.
And they're going to try it again here, as Noya was looking for Febby and a burn to follow up. Now Ace coming in. They're going to defend their tier 1 tower. Hook shot. They'll find Febby. Looks like he should fall. Last word to come up. They drop the wall down. Ohio now out of mana, trying to leave. QO coming in from the side, saying, nope. Don't want to deal with this. More charges to come through, but that'll be that. So, also DJ kind of far in. No TP for 16, but he should be fine. They don't know that he's there, it looks like. Yeah, he's good.
For the time being, Fnatic, I guess, just still hovering by bottom. They really, really want that tower. I mean, you can see like the aggressive warding, most of it. They even had a third ward by the hill. Danish Bears, I guess, dewarded it, but basically they're trying to get as much map control away from Danish Bears as they can for obvious reasons. You don't really want, you know, the sniper to free farm and things like that, but they just have such a good line of defense for the sniper. Like, even though he struggled so much in lane, they now have Global Silence, they have a Clockwork and a Spear Breaker and a Bristleback to just throw their bodies into Fnatic and just say, you have to deal with us. And then that whole time, you know, 747 can just either be farming or sit in the back and just peep. That's really like the best type of sniper game. And sniper naturally is a good matchup against troll, because the best defense against not getting bashed is just not getting hit. And sniper is very good at staying far. So
yeah. And I also think that QO on the Bloodseeker is slowing down. A lot of the reason is because they're kind of 5-manning for Danish Bears a little bit. So QO can't find these pickoffs that he was finding in the laning phase. And maybe that'll change in the near future. But feels like since QO got this Midas, I mean, obviously he doesn't have that second item yet. Midas does nothing for him in terms of battle potential. But until he gets this Radiance, it kind of feels like he's not really doing a whole lot right now.
Yeah, but what does Radiance actually do for him? I feel like he needs an item on top of the Radiance to really feel like he's scary. Because, okay, you have this Radiance and a Midas. Then you get Hookshot. And no one on your team, I guess, besides Ajit is going to... Oh, he's not even finishing the pike. He's going straight S&Y. So yeah, there's no Force Staff.
Ohio has a Force Staff flying out.
Oh, he does have one. Okay.
He didn't go for mech. Meanwhile, top lane, Debbie is dead. Noya, again, finding another hero. And 747 is now on a killing spree. He is ahead of the Darks here in net worth. And, well, he's a little bit of ways away from the other 3 heroes that are currently at the top. They won't take the tier 1 tower, though, as Ajit pops the battle trance and goes to work. But here comes Ace. Biscuits and Nezugu, they missed the hook shot, and without that, they can't follow up. Maybe they turn, though. Fnatic and the rest of them are on the high ground. We'll see if they can bait something out here. Flare will come through. I believe it just spotted DJ, potentially. So, we'll see if they head up to the high ground, but it looks like they're just going to sit around mid for now.
As long as, you know, Danish Bears aren't getting picked off all over the map, I think they're going to be looking pretty good. Like, 5-man Dota counters what Nyx wants to do, and your other core besides Troll is a Bloodseeker. And I'm not really sure what the carry potential of a mid Bloodseeker is, who's just going like Midas into Radiance. Like I said, I think he really needs that additional item on top of the Radiance. Like, I don't know if it's going to be like BKB, I don't know if it's going to be Aghanim, I honestly have no idea what he's going to make, but he needs something that allows him to stay alive in fights. That's Bloodseeker's biggest issue, is that even though he can like stop a hero from moving and deal a tremendous amount of damage, he also is crazy squishy for a core hero, because you're going to be casting Blood Rage on yourself a lot. So, kind of hard for him to live at the moment, and you can't really go on Bristleback. You really want to kill the sniper, but you can't, because there's Global and a Clockwork and a Spear Breaker.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the item is for survivability. Maybe he goes for the old Bloodseeker pub route and gets a Force Staff, but I doubt it. That would be interesting.
Yeah, it's a weird build-up. If you go Midas into a farming item into a Force Staff, that just seems
it doesn't feel right. Yeah.
Very weird. I would probably prefer BKB the most, because it's like the item that lets him immediately like be in the fight, which is what he wants to do with the Radiance. He wants to be there and just like hit people. And that's like the best item for that. But sneaking Roche here, well, maybe not even sneaking it to be honest, but just going for a raid.
Solar Crest, Viscous Nezugu, this is falling extraordinarily quickly. They'll lose a tier 2 tower, probably out of it. Yeah, Ajit is going to go to work and just fall. There's no Glitch available, and they won't be able to TP in time. So it's going to be a tier 2 tower for Roshan. Aegis will go to the sniper, interestingly enough. I guess they think that Ace is already unkillable as it is, which I think is a fair assumption.
He is really damn tanky. Like Hood, Solar Crest, he's got the Vanguard too, level 15. That is a bristly back for sure.
Yeah. Spiky indeed. We'll see where he heads, and it is going to be the BKB, by the way, for QO. I think he has the Radiance flying out now. So you correctly predicted that item, Andy. And a couple more Midases coming in as well, as the Nyx Assassin finds one for himself. Cool. All right. Late game gaming for Fnatic.
It's a really good pickup. I mean, late game Nyx is actually very strong. It's just that you don't see it a lot because either one team, you know, wins a game or loses a game or whatever by the time that you would kind of see it. But it can be very devastating.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
You get that
Are you
mana burn
assuming
on
he
a
gets
force
like
that can cool down.
an Ag Scepter or something along those lines, or just he wants the
Aghanim's actually destroys their lineup so hard. Because all the heroes are melee pretty much, except for the sniper. Like I guess he is kind of going to be the main damage dealer, but your carapace is so good against teams that have a tendency to clump up in the fights. And a Spirit Breaker and a Clockwork and a Bristle are definitely going to do that.
This is interesting. They're fighting into Aegis. They are wrapping all the way around. Ward dropped. Hestejo has been spotted, and they're going to try to get out. They're just running. Noi is sprinting out. Charges actually into QO. Now the Global comes in, and QO might be in trouble. Bashed up, and this is exactly what you were talking about. No defensive capabilities. He falls. Vacuum Wall, though, coming out, but meanwhile, Aji taking a lot of damage. They've gotten one. Now the Sniper just going to work. 747 laying into them. Ohio is going to be next, and Thebi trying to get out will go for a TP and will not be successful. It's a double kill for the Sniper. On the back end, DJ will make it away, but that is a support Witch Doctor, and honestly, who cares about that when you've essentially wiped Fnatic?
That was a unmitigated disaster for Fnatic. I think their idea was, okay, we probably don't win a straight-up fight at the moment, but maybe the element of surprise will give us an edge. Maybe we catch, you know, a hero in the back line and we get a quick pick and then we can take a 4v5, right? Like, that's probably the best way that fight unfolds, but to be honest, you're fighting into the strongest, like, power peak that Danish players have had the whole game. You can't take out the Sniper because you know he has Aegis. Your Bloodseeker does not have the only item he needs to live yet, and he was the first one who got jumped on. So, like, your highest net worth, well, second highest net worth hero, gets obliterated in the first 2 seconds of the fight because he can't do anything about Clockwork. So, yeah, it's rough.
Yeah, Danish players, they know exactly what they need to do to win these fights, and that's just take QO out. And it's as you mentioned, you find him with a hook shot, he can't get out, they couldn't force him away, his teammates were too far, and he eventually just got killed so quickly. And now they're going to transition this into what could be a tier 2 tower. We'll see if Fnatic wants to fight again. Wall is down, the rest of the ultimates are up, but the only ultimate now down, of course, is going to be Global, and that's only for 30 more seconds for Danish players. And again, still an Aegis up on 747. I imagine they really want to take this tier 2 tower, Andy.
They have a really good timing right now, because again, QO he's having a very hard time getting in. You know, he wants to go in there and hit, but it's just so difficult against what Danish players have. Like, look at Ace, he's ruptured right now, and he's not the one who has the Aegis, and Fnatic are just like, we don't really want to go in.
Yeah.
They're just trying to delay. As soon as QO gets BKB, then boom, you got an opportunity to actually make something happen. Until that point, I think they just have to watch their buildings die.
Yeah, I think that's exactly it. Maybe they can get a denial. Noi is charging. They have found QO. The hook shot is there again. The Global will follow up on top of it. They finally get the force out. The Nether Strike, the Assassinate to come through. Vacuum back. Do they have the damage? They need a little bit more. The Vacuum Wall doing some work. They grab a double kill. Now 747 Aegis will be gone as well. Ace getting caught out. Ajit just going in and laying into him, but is it going to be enough? 7-7 now man fighting will die twice, and Ace might fall as well. The cast bouncing. This is exactly the fight they needed. Can they bring down this beefy boy? Looks like he will indeed fall. Ohio grabs a double kill with that Iron Shell on top of these heroes. 4 dead this time for Danish Bears. Yes, they did end up losing QO, but Ajit survives, and again, they kill 747 not once, but twice.
That was the most unfortunate bash ever. He bashed him out of the cogs so that he had to ult him to lock him down to try to get the kill. I mean, they eventually did take him out, but the unfortunate part of it is, you know, DJ was in a really good spot, so he threw out the cask. And as we talked about during the draft, really good against a lot of melee because you're all going to be standing on top of each other and it just stun locks 2 heroes. Speaking of stun locks,
oh, yeah, he's indeed not going anywhere. Rupture, though, comes out for QO, but Blade Mail is doing a lot of damage to him, but he turns around and gets the kill anyways. It's actually Ajit that gets the last hit. And again, still working on that BKB, and QO, he's still got a little bit to go, and he needs that item pretty desperately.
Yeah, I mean, the nice thing about that fight for Fnatic is it buys them time more than anything else. And it sounds weird playing against a sniper to say that your lineup is the one that needs time, but as soon as QO gets BKB, the team fights are going to look a lot different because he's not going to have to worry about just cogs being a death sentence. Like 2 fights in a row, QO dies because he gets hookshot into a cog, and he's just like, well, I'm dead. But that's not going to happen once the BKB's out on the field. So we'll see how much Fnatic can do with that. You know, Febby also picking up the Blink Dagger is going to be really nice.
He's done pretty well in this game, Febby. Finding some big kills. They will also be building the Troll into a Scotty, who's going to help out in terms of HP. And just kiting this team around, which is going to be pretty important, especially Ace. But here we go, another smoke from Fnatic. Febby will be the one to move up. He is in front. Flare to come through. Will spot Ajit moving down towards bottom. It looks like they think he's alone. Maybe not. We'll see if they want to take a fight here. Hester Joe getting ready to hook shot. Going around, trying to see. It's going to be DJ. That's the target they're going to go on. Back wall, immediately jump in, impale onto 2. Global silence isn't there in time. Hester Joe taking a lot of damage. Meanwhile, Ace trying to finish off DJ and should. Will get the kill on the other side. QO coming in once. Hester Joe will find it. Shrine wasted. Back into the main part of this fight. 747. Ruptured up as well. The Glimmer Cape helping out. Wants to get this kill. He will pick up Ajit, but now QO coming in and starting to rip apart the rest of his team. Rise might be next. So too will Ace. But they don't want to fight into that Bristleback. TPing away also is Noya. He was very low, and QO couldn't find him. So it turns into, I think, a 2 for 2. And they almost find Rise, but he's able to get out. So very close stuff there for both sides.
It was a fairly even exchange. And again, you see the importance of QO being the target of the hook shot. He needs to be the one who is hooked because, sure, you go on the Troll. Like, you get Ajit, for example, but he's got a Dragon Lance. And, you know, the more you think about it, actually, the Dragon Lance, even of itself, is a great stat item, but it increases the range. So even if you get stuck in cogs, you don't want to hit Clockwork because he has Blade Mail. And unless you, you know, don't get forced out, you can still potentially hit something else in the fight. So even, you know, hooking him, albeit still good because he doesn't have BKB, maybe not the most optimal thing. QO just got to run around. He got to do whatever he wanted in the fight. He runs in, he ruptures 747, he auto-attacks Hester Joe to death. That's the kind of fight that Fnatic want, the one where the Bloodseeker is able to just run rampant.
Yeah, and that's going to happen a lot more now that he has his BKB. Yes, he will still have to deal with hookshot and cogs, but we'll see if he can get a bit more room in these fights now. Auto attack his way out of the cogs and go back to work. Let's see if he can't find that. So Roche coming up very soon. Respawn in 18 seconds. And both teams will know probably pretty quickly. QO is heading over there. Doesn't see it yet. Doesn't head into the pit. Meanwhile, Fnatic trying to take this top tier 2 tower, at least push her into it. Scan is going to hit. I don't know how many are here for Fnatic, but it's a fair bit. Dire Scan will come out, will not be successful. They even have a ward over there. Kind of just thinking, okay, well, maybe Danish Bears are going to be smoking up and looking for something, but they're going to back up. They don't want to deal with this. Not yet, anyway.
Too many unknowns, especially with Roshan being alive. Like, this is one of the most difficult times in the game to take a fight when you don't really have vision of the enemy team. Like, they're going to be walking potentially back into wards now. So Fnatic are going to be pretty well set up. Like, they're going to spot out... Oh, no, wait, actually, they are smoked. So they wasted the scan. They're not going to see this. But,
this could be huge.
Yeah, Danish Bears don't see them either.
They did flare, so they knew the positioning of Fnatic, but they've all backed up.
Did the ward see QO? I think the ward saw QO. They're going to see the rest of Fnatic now, so they have the vision advantage currently.
Yep. All right. DJ will drop a sentry. I think he did. Yeah, he should have seen that ward. We'll see. All right.
Well, it's nighttime, so he can't see across the river.
Oh, yeah. No. Okay. So we're kind of just splitting up the map again. Ace is down bottom. He has a TP scroll and now a Lotus Orb to work with. Trying to keep this midway push in for Fnatic. They'll D-ward, so maybe they can head into Roche. But again, you're playing against the Clockwork with Flare, so he's probably going to constantly check Nat.
They're very, very well set up for it, though, Fnatic. Like, if you see how many wards they have on that side of the map, they even have a sentry on the shrine, so they saw Ace TP in. They have so much information to go on right now. They can choose their fight like about as good as you could ask at this stage.
Yeah. They were in Roche for a moment. They back out. Fnatic not trying to take too much. Mr. Joe just heading top. Now QO is going to TP in. Do they have a smoke that they're going to use? Let's see. Looks like they're just going to continue to farm the jungle until an opportunity presents itself. Febby well Vendetta. And the entire Danish Bears squad is up top with the exception of Ace over at the Ancient Stack, but now moving towards his team as well. And again, constant players will be checking this Roche for the clockwork, I would imagine. Now it's daytime. Okay.
Yeah, but you can tell how much emphasis is being put on this time in the game. You know, one good Roshan fight for either team could have huge implications. You get the Aegis, you get the, you know, the rest of the tier 2s, if you're either team, honestly. Because 747 on Danish Bears is getting to a point, you know, he's starting to do some serious damage. He's almost got a full meal in there. He's going to be working his way into BKB as well. And then you have the Troll Warlord, who now with the Blink Dagger, he can get in. You know, he can get on the back line, find the sniper, find the silencer, get a quick pick. And with an Aegis, it kind of makes it almost free, because you can go in, yeah, you die, but you get your kill. And then you come back and then your team's there. So there's a lot riding on this Roshan attempt from either team.
And then the cheese as well. This is... I don't want to say it's going to make or break the game, but it certainly could. I mean,
yeah,
it just
definitely
depends.
could.
We'll see. We have a pause. Like they're fixing. They were having some audio issues earlier for Danish Bears, and hopefully those are resolved, and they might be fixing them still. But
yeah, they said something was like loud. I don't know. I don't know what they meant by that.
I don't think they meant like the LAN audience. I think they meant maybe like in-game sounds or something like that, or maybe the white noise that was being pumped into the headset.
Oh yeah, the noise canceling or whatever. Yeah, that could be that too.
That might be a possibility. But we'll get back into the game. Fnatic has a 4,000 net worth advantage again, which could swing this pretty quickly. This is the perfect time for this, by the way. I love when this happens.
They're all dead.
I'm into it. I'm into it. All right. Well, Andy, how has this Bloodseeker look to you so far? I think at the beginning of the game when he was wrecking 747, it was really cool. And then he got hookshot 5 times in a row. And since then, he's only had one real decent fight going his way. But, I don't know, kind of hit or miss.
He's still super farmed, right? That's the thing about it that makes it pretty funny, is because even though he's actually died 5 times, he's, you know, tied for the highest level in the game, and he's like 1,500 net worth over the next highest hero, and they're behind in kills. So I think that to some degree, Bloodseeker is just one of those heroes that has a very weird, like, timing. He's very strong in lane for obvious reasons. He has like infinite sustain as long as you're last hitting. He gets a lot of damage and movement speed, which is why 747 died so many times. I think a lot of people just aren't used to laning against that hero. So he gets like this bonus movement speed and he starts booking it at you and you're like, oh shit, I'm actually just dead. Like that's actually happened to me. I'm so not used to playing against him that you just underestimate it, right? And you die.
I think that happens to everybody that plays against Bloodseeker, and even in pub games especially. But and you gotta imagine that Susie is not well versed in the sniper Bloodseeker matchup mid. I don't think anybody
is smart. I really don't think anybody is.
I'm with you, man. And so far he's done a pretty good job considering. Yeah, he died early game, but 747 again, getting that room. His team creating a lot of space in these team fights especially. We are back into the game though. Fnatic looking to smoke up, and they will do so over at their shrine. Move maybe into Roche, or they might want to find a pick. The flare did just go, but they want to try to find that pick instead. And a perfect target would be 747. Instead, they'll find Noah. They'll jump right in. The Impale is there, and he is dead. And that is the gem down on the ground. Ajit pings it. Febby says, I will go grab it quickly. We will go to Roche, and we'll see if we can't take this bad boy fast.
That was a really, really nice maneuver there from Fnatic. It was just unfortunate because I don't know if the pause like kind of halted their focus or whatever, but you could tell the Danish Bears right after the pause, they all just separated. They said, you know what, this is kind of a waste of time, let's go back and farm. As soon as they split up, Fnatic go for the objective-based play. They smoke up, they run right in, and they get a pick. I mean, they're still trying to contest this, even with just 4 heroes.
I mean, he's up in 13 seconds. It's not dying fast enough. They have a bristleback, for God's sake, and global silence. They could go for a hookshot play, trying to find a steal. We'll see. This is a bit sketchy now for Fnatic. Are we going to see this finished off? Ace, like Carapace, there's the rupture. That's the opening for the fight. They get off the silence as well. The Death Ward coming through, not taking any damage. Looking for that vac wall. Ohio can't find it. Now it can. Doesn't drop the wall. The global is still there. Silence up. They get the Roche snatch coming in from Master Joe. Beautifully done. Ace still might fall. They will lose the Darkster. Everybody getting low. Ace trying to chase a few down. Q all on the back lines. getting a couple of kills. In fact, gets himself a triple kill, and now looking for more. Ace might be next. Does QO have the damage? Viscous stays with good, but he's so damn fast. They've lost everybody else. Hestijo loses the Aegis. There's the Shrine. QO getting turned on. He's low. He doesn't have BKB, and he's going to get dropped. Meanwhile, Hestijo finds Ajit on the other side. The cogs, the battery assault, and somehow Danish Bears turn it around. Yes, they lose a couple of heroes to QO with that Bloodseeker, but they snatch the Aegis. They take it away from Fnatic. Who has the cheese is the question. It is Ace on the bristleback. My God.
He got both. He got both and gave Ace the cheese.
That's nuts.
That was actually insane. So basically there were 2 fights going on. There was one fight between QO and 3 members of Danish Bears, which 747, Noya, and Rise all died to QO, all of them. He just BKB'd and punched them to death. And then I guess the fight between, you know, Hestijo with Ace and the rest of Fnatic. And apparently those 2 heroes beat Fnatic's whole team. That was very awkward.
Yeah. It turned in 2 or 3 different directions. I was not expecting it to turn. And you got to give credit to Ace. You got to give credit to QO. They were owning. QO was all over the place. And they almost... I think the Darkster got the vacuum off and got silenced, and he couldn't get that wall. Not that I don't know if it would have mattered. But, okay. They have cheese.
Yeah, that was a really discombobulated fight. Lots of chaos. But I think... You know, if QO hadn't have chased and just went back to help the troll, that fight would have been a lot better. Although, you know, it happens sometimes, even to the best players, where you kind of get baited into that shrine engagement. Because, you know, Ace walked up the hill, and then as soon as QO saw the shrine was up, he was like, I messed up. And then he tried to run.
Yeah,
and because everyone was already dead by that point, he lost a majority of his movement speed from thirst, so he couldn't actually run away.
Yep. Yeah, QO getting dropped there, but... All right, Fnatic looking for pick top. It looks like Febby has vendetted up, but everybody else is bottom for Danish Bears, the exception of Ace, who's pushing in mid right now. So keeping these bottom and mid waves pushed in. We'll see if they can't try to find something here. Ace is going to head up towards this tier 3 tower. Do they push here? I mean, they have cheese, but that's it. Do you feel comfortable enough? I mean, with global especially?
I think they're just looking to pressure the map a bit. I don't know if they necessarily want to try to go high ground. Granted, 747 does a fair bit of damage, but yeah, it looks like it was just a posturing play.
Oh, the hook shot onto the illusion. QO might make it out, but here comes that charge. The silence to come through. The bash is there as well. Nether Strike, he has to BKB. They don't find that next bash. The cogs he's looking for, can he find it? Hestijo, cog push will come through. It's the Nether Strike, the Assassinate to come in, but here comes Ajit looking to turn. Charge still coming through, the Greaves are up. They want to fight this, they have global, they have to use it. Can they kill QO? He's so fast, the movement speed now slowed down. Forced away by DJ, now Ace turns his attention to said hero. On the other side, Ajit, they might find Hestijo vacuum back. Is it enough? He's solo. He actually might make it out. Oh, man. But what about Ohio? Full sprays. There's going to be the surge forward. Back to the other side of the fight. QO gets the kill on the silencer. My God, they've actually killed 4, and Ace is the remaining hero for Danish Bears. This is nuts.
The assassinate timing was like a quarter of a second off. Like, you can actually assassinate a BKB target, but it doesn't do damage. I think he was trying to, like, time it so it would hit as the BKB ended to get the last hit to make sure that QO didn't die. And then as soon as it hit, like, the BKB was just about to wear off. And then Noya, like, overcommits. He wants to get the kill on QO before the rest of the team arrives. But then Fnatic with a nice turnaround, they get the tier 2 in the off lane as well. And they're able to just kind of walk it off. That's one other thing, too, about Bloodseeker is he's kind of... I guess you could say he's Slark-esque, is that if you leave him alone in the fight and he's able to hit a few creeps or something, he comes back with like full HP in like 10 seconds, and then you just have to deal with like round 2. It's like fighting a boss in Final Fantasy is like 18 stages. But it's it's definitely interesting. I can't believe he lived that long.
Yeah, I thought he was going to die near the end of that fight, but... that hook shot, that's the thing. You get that hook shot in cogs, and maybe that doesn't happen to QO. He might have to pop his BKB, and I don't know if he would have made it away. But you need that
would have died he would have died if the assassinate hit for sure.
Right, that's true though. Yeah, that was a crazy fight, crazy turn for Fnatic, and now they're in the driver's seat. 7,000 net worth advantage. Cheese was still available there for Ace. He didn't need to use it, of course. He survives the entire fight, but everybody else goes down. Cheese might be better served on somebody other than him in this game, like 747 if he's getting jumped on. But we'll see if he keeps it.
I think he's going to be struggling in the next couple of fights unless they can really focus on... You know, it's kind of shifted. Ajit is becoming more and more of a problem. Like, he's got the gem on him right now. And the defensive measure for 747 in this game, if the troll jumps at you, is just a Shadow Blade away. Because the later the game goes, the less likely that, you know, Ajit's going to be carrying detection. But for now, he has the gem on him. So if you get a blink troll onto a sniper and the sniper doesn't have a hurricane pike or anything like that, and you get bashed or you get SN wide and no one's backing you up, you're dead. Like, just, you're just dead.
I mean, do you think he eventually builds on that Hurricane Pike if this game goes late enough for 747? I feel like a pretty good item in this game.
It is very good. Currently, he's building into Silver Edge, which will prevent him from getting bashed at least. So if, you know, Ajit does do what I assume he will do, then he can just Silver Edge him, and then he can still try to run. But I don't know how effective it's going to be.
Right there, Impale will go. Can they find this kill? All of a sudden, Ace taking a lot of damage. Here comes the Global along with the hook shot. The Cogs, they get pushed out from the bash, though, and they might be able to turn this around. Ace pops the BKB. That coming in wall, but Noya avoids the most part of it. Kyo on the other side of the fight, running in, trying to find whatever he can. Ace now trying to get back into the fray as well. He's a little far from his team. Hestijo about to get caught. Kyo getting bashed yet again. Now they're going to turn on Ace. His BKB is down. Do they have the damage? Here comes the Impale, the charge through from Noya. What a crazy fight and hookshot as he has the Aghanim Scepter. Ohio forced away. Cheese pop from Ace, now alive fully, and it looks like Fnatic want to back. On the other side, Ajit getting caught in trouble, broken up as well. There's the cast bounce through. The Impale will miss. The charge following up yet again as Ajit trying to get out will start taking some close spray damage. Forced away, they get the kill on Noya. Now can they turn on Ace? He's full HP. Vacuum onto the high ground from Ohio. Hookshot is there. Can they get this kill? Forced away again. Ajit is somehow alive. I don't believe it. The cask is going to bounce through. Are they going to turn this back around? Hestijo is getting low. The Impale is there. They're about to find the kill. QO is coming back and the shrine is up, but 747 is not tanky enough. About to get caught. A dominating spree from QO. And Rise going to get caught as well. The only survivor is Ace, and it's not for much longer. Spike, Carapace, the silence, the Impale. They're going to lose all 5. QO gets the double kill. What a turnaround. What a fight from Fnatic. My God.
I can't believe the troll didn't die. There is so much anti-synergy between the Spirit Breaker and Clockwork. Noya charged in, knocked 2 heroes of Fnatic out of Cogs. He just pretty much pushed them away and gave Fnatic a free disengage. Where the hookshot from Messenger was great. He put 2 heroes inside of Cogs. You can just, the sniper, lay into them at that point. It would have been better to just cancel the charge. Like, just don't go in, let the sniper hit him, and they're stuck, right? At the very least, they have to commit time to hit the Cogs. But as soon as that happens, you know, Fnatic get a reset, they get a more favorable targeting, and then for a second I thought that Ace was going to be able to turn it with the cheese. But, you know, Fnatic just kited out multiple force stats, and here you go, mid-set of racks.
Yeah, and it's starting to get real bad. All the items are being picked up. They're trying to go bottom as well. No Bristle for 43 seconds. If they want to fight this, they have to do it 4 versus 5. Ohio vacuum wall on the back lines. He might get caught. The Impale is there, making a lot of space for the rest of the team. Forced away. Ohio trying to get out now. Febby as well. Vendetta is ready. They will take down the bottom racks. And now Battle Trance back up. Full set of racks down both mid and bottom. And Fnatic will leave with not a scratch.
Can we just talk about for a second how QO casually buys the level 5 Dagon?
I didn't even notice that. So that's something.
He is going to annihilate heroes. Like, they're just going to explode.
Yep.
He's really good about double blood raging. So, like, you blood rage yourself, you blood rage the target. Then they just, you know, they get murdered super fast, and then you heal for twice as much. So it's really nice with Dagon, too. Because you hit for, like, I want to say, like, over 1,000 damage if you blood rage yourself and the target before you Dagon.
It gets a bit nuts, for sure.
Yeah, because it's like a 50, no, it's more than that. It's like, it's an 80%, I guess, damage increase or something? I'm not sure what the math is, but it's insanely high.
That's pretty weird. All right. This might be the last chance here for Danish Bears if they do take this fight, which they seem to be not too keen on, and they will back up. And Fnatic again, 2 racks advantage. Roche is back up. Believe it or not, Andy, I actually, that Roche fight feels like it just happened. But here it is again.
There's just been so much fighting this game that it's kind of hard to separate it.
Impale, they'll find Ace, but there's the hook shot coming in past Joe, forced away. Now remember, he does have Aghanim Scepter. Ace, in the meantime, about to get silenced, but BKB will go, and Ohio needs to get himself out. Will surge himself away, and Ace's BKB is now down. And they want to chase. Noya would be the perfect target. That Dagon Zap, my God, the Blood Rage from QO. That was half of his HP, just gone.
Yeah, that is no joke. It hurts real bad. But now it's pretty much impossible for them to engage into this. I mean, they can go for another steal, I guess. Joe did it once. Maybe round 2.
I'm going to try. Global comes out. Here we go. They're trying to fight this. The charge coming in from Noya. No more hook shot, not yet anyway. He's looking for a line. Can't find it yet. On to Roshan. Will still find Ohio, but he's alive somehow. The Greens get off in time. Finally, he gets forced back and bashed every which way. The cogs, it was like bugging out. I don't know what happened there. Meanwhile, 747 died to the backlines. Hook shot from SGO to save Rise, but QO is still chasing the body blocks. Will it be enough? They're just going to turn right into the clock, and City will force himself away. Rise will fall. A double kill, a triple kill for QO as he gets the Dagon Zap to finish it all off. And Ace is going to be next. He is the last man standing, and perhaps he will be the last death of this game for Danish Bears, as they're all 4 dead now. He will pop the BKB. It is back up. The bashes are there, and they will continue to lay into him, and there's really no concern from Fnatic to die here. The Buddha Restoration is up, and finally they will drop him down. The Impale is there. They are taking so long to kill the guy, but damn, are they going to try? He is healing up pretty well, I got to be honest with you, but it's not enough. QO comes in, gets the zap off with the Dagon yet again. It's a godlike spree for him. All 5 dead once more for Danish Bears, and Fnatic, it looks like they will take this game. It was so close at one point, Andy, but Fnatic turned it around with, of course, that QO Bloodseeker play.
Man, I am not sure this game was really because of the Bloodseeker, but it was definitely an action-packed game, to say the least. I'd say the most interesting thing about the game is just the way that the Clockwork and the Spirit Breaker in tandem kind of like worked for them, and then sometimes just like completely awful because of the bash knocking the heroes so far away. I mean, you can see the game's kind of like dwindling down here. There's like a skirmish going on, but I mean, they're Megas.
And they might be able to defend. I mean, they're going to have to deal with Megas, yes, but they're killing some heroes. Although Hestia might be in trouble. Heavy action to keep now. Hook shot to follow up. They might actually get a lot out of this. QO potentially in trouble. Looks like he will die. Okay, they don't have buyback on 3 of those heroes, on all of those heroes, in fact. And now they have to defend against Megas.
Yeah, it's gonna be pretty tough for them to push the lanes out far enough, I think, to really get much from this. But there were so many times in this game where I'm watching a fight, and Hesijo lands like a really nice hook, and he gets a good cog, and then Noya just comes in, and it's like that kid on the beach. He sees someone who's building a sandcastle, and then he walks by and he just kicks the sandcastle and laughs. That's kind of what I felt like when I was watching Noya this game. And sure, he's doing it because he thinks it's the right play, and you know, he wants to charge and wants to them down. It makes sense. But God, did it actually lose them like 2 really important fights?
Yeah.
Brutal, savage, ranked.
Yeah, that's a pretty good meme there, DJ. I think you're absolutely right, Andy. That charge when they were trying to bring down, who was it? Ajit?
It was QO. QO was like in cogs, and then they both went in at the same time. Like Hesijo and Noya went in, and then he bashed him out of cogs, which in turn saved his life. And then they got stun locked by a cask and both died. And then their Aegis carrier 747 walked up the hill to try to help fight, got baited into a bad engagement, and then also died twice.
Yeah, it turned pretty sour, and this combo, the Spirit Breaker and Clockwork, well, it's not worked out maybe as they would like here at the end game, but is it going to end is the question. We have maybe one good team fight left in Danish Bears, and if they can take it, maybe they can prolong this a little bit longer. The Ancient, though, it's starting to regen up, but it is still exposed completely, and if these waves are pushed in and Fnatic take a fight around the base, the game will probably just end, I think, at that point, especially with
I don't know. Like with these heroes, the only one that really has, you know, legitimate wave clear. I mean, I guess Ace can tank the creeps forever, but he doesn't necessarily push them fast. You know, 747 is really the only one. He's building for a rapier. He's got the relic.
Wow, they're gonna jump in. BKB not used yet. QO chasing after 747, and Ajit is already on top of him. Despite Carapace, the Glimmer Cape is there. Meanwhile, on the other side, Backwall coming through, doing some work. They finally get the kill. QO sees him and brings him down. DJ is just kiting as best as he can. They will still find 3 kills, 4 kills, and they will buy back on 2 of them. The Global Silence comes out. The Eul Scepter will come through for the Bristleback, and he might get kited. Meanwhile, the Throne getting sieged, not dead yet. Hestajo doing his damnedest. Hook shot coming through, but they should finish this off right now. Ajit will head right to the base. Q gets the Ultra Trail in the back line, because he's now looking for Ace. But the game is over, and Fnatic will move on. Woo.
A very exciting game.
Yeah.
It was very, very exciting. There was a lot of battling. And poor Ohio, man. That Roshan fight, he was a freaking ping pong ball. He just flew around. His team had like 3 Force Staffs, and he got Cog bounced twice and Force Staffed 3 times in the span of like 5 seconds. You know, most of the time you just expect people not to lose orientation of their hero at this level. I'm pretty sure Ohio didn't know where he was. I didn't even know where he was.